Sounders FC coverage of the Desert Diamond Cup is presented by Adidas. First, just after a night's sleep, any different thoughts on the game last night?
No, I mean, obviously I thought the game was a little bit chippy, but it's, it ended up being what it was. I think A.J. Soares with his tackle on Rosales early in the game, set a little bit of a tone, but that doesn't forgive some of the tackles that were made, and so we got to make sure that that doesn't happen to us, and that we don't do that either. We might have lost Birch for a couple of games as well on the tackle that Nyasi put in. So it's just something. It's part and parcel of it. Sometimes it's timing in preseason for people that way. But overall, I was pleased. There's still things we need to work on. Our ability to spring people in, our timing of our runs offensively. There's a lot of things that we can still work on.
With the starters from that game doing kind of a regen session, what did you get out of the rest of the group today?
We just wanted to start working on timing of runs, getting in behind, movement of the ball, being a little bit quicker. So it was tough because it was a lot of the young players, and for them, the biggest adjustment coming from college ball or coming from a lower division is just adjusting to the speed of play. And what you really want to see is who can make that adjustment, who can step up their game, who can start thinking quicker, who can read the passes, who's the game ends up slowing down for you as you start reading it better and you anticipate better. So that was really what all of today's training was about, was just speed of play, reading it, and anticipating.
The feeling that a lot of those guys that didn't start on Wednesday night, those are the guys that are going to get the bulk of the minutes on Saturday?
Saturday, we're not sure. It's probably still going to be a mix, but a lot of the reserves will play in the game next Wednesday. It'll be mainly the reserves.
I know Mario Martinez gets back into town, or scheduled to get back into Tucson today. Kind of, how much of a boost is it going to be to have him back in camp?
I think anytime you add a quality player to your team, I think it helps your team. So now it's just a matter of us, getting Mario back here. There's some things you have to work out after the game with the U.S. and Honduras, and some family issues, and so hopefully he's got those behind him now, and we're not too worried about his fitness because he's already played some 90-minute games between the UNCAF tournament and the U.S. national team game. So it's just a matter of getting him integrated into our team.
Lastly, talk a little bit about Kevin Durr. What was it that you liked about him, and that you were willing to kind of take the risk on taking him in the supplemental draft?
I thought he was a good player. He's a good two-way player in midfield. He was a pretty good passer of the ball. For him, the big adjustment is obviously the level of play at the Air Force Academy. It's a big jump to here, and he hasn't really been able to be around it. And so we're already 3 weeks into it, so it's even a little faster now than it would have been when we first started. So for him to jump in at midstream makes it a little bit harder. But what's important is he's battling away. He's finding some rhythm. At times he's still making some errors as well, but he's a kid who keeps battling and fighting away, and he's got qualities in terms of of his past experiences, but also in terms of just his overall play, his two-footedness and so forth are good things.
Is the supplemental draft a place where a kid like that, you're able to take a risk on a kid like that, just knowing that it's kind of a crapshoot anyway?
Yeah, sometimes I think that's what you got to do in a supplemental draft. You just play a hunch, or you take a risk sometimes, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But it's also a situation. There's probably no sure things when you get that deep into the draft. So then it's just like I said, playing a hunch or something that says maybe this works.
Tanzania, the land of Kilimanjaro, Zanzibar, and the Serengeti.